intro. That was something I'll tell you about in a minute. Here's our opening song. Out of the Confusion comes the Psychic Spectrum Radio Show. I'm Skip.
I'm Sharon. This is Tropical Sparkles.
We had to restart because our start button didn't take hold. So we got into a few minutes of the show and now we're restarting it.
Is that called a false start?
It's called a false start. That's right. So
okay, so we'll do this over.
Okay.
Today's a one day. It's tax day.
Yes.
April 15th. And
I have a song for those that missed it.
have a song for the
people who are going to miss April 15th deadline. Here you go. This is just for you. I love that.
Anyway, it is a one day. So that's all about brand new beginnings, starting something new, thinking about doing something new, doing something different. You may have a lot of ideas of what you want to do. You may start with a lot, but you may not finish them all. That's okay. Just know that it's a day to think about other things and do things, allow other stuff to come in.
Yeah.
Open your mind.
And what's your stone?
My stone is Tiger's Eye, and it is for banishing fear, self-doubt, and anxiety. And that's the uncut version right there. And then we have the polished version, which is pretty. And they also, the people say that is a good stone for when you want someone to tell the truth. So I can't say it is or it isn't, but that's what they say.
Allison says, I love Tiger's Eye.
And for the affirmation I take action despite my fears.
Easy.
I thought that related to me.
Quick and to the point.
Quick and to the point. And then the card for today. What's the card?
Let's say hi to who's on here with us. Who checked in so far. I'll say that.
Well, go ahead.
So B Deo is on with us. Real Native Beauty's on with us. Jeannie's with us. And Allison in Canada was our first person to check in. And Debbie down in Texas. And Spencer says no YouTube for some reason. Other people are in there on YouTube, Spencer. You might want to try going back into it if you want to.
Yeah, that's weird.
I don't know why.
Oh, and Mort's on.
Hey, Mort from Connecticut. How you doing? All right. She wants to do the card of the day. So already shuffled.
Then we get all our housekeeping out of the way and we can get on the mat.
Yep. We've missed a few shows with you guys, live shows. And that's only because we have had a hectic, lots of things to do. And I'll leave it at that. But we're getting back on track. So
we hope. I meant that one.
Ooh. This is so fitting with the deadline today for the tax.
Okay.
So the effects of from now till Saturday are going to be long-term effects. Okay. And it talks about being long-term, usually like, you see that little Yira it says there in the bottom corner? It actually means long-term, like a year.
Well, I don't like that.
Why?
Because that's what I'm going to deal with.
But that can be good. Okay. So your taxes even fall into that category. So we'll keep that and see how it goes between now and Saturday. So that'll be cool.
Well, it'll be interesting anyway.
Yes.
Yeah.
And again, we didn't say this yet, but we have Matt Shea with us today. There's one more thing we're going to talk about before we bring Matt in. But Matt Shea is our man on the streets for the Psychic Spectrum. He's our author, local author, and he is very talented in his writings and researching, but his hobby seems to be researching haunted places and bringing us the what do you call it? Results of it is the best word I can say to explain it. Matt takes us everywhere that he can go, and some of his presentations are fantastic, and some of them the rest of them are just really good. But like last time we were on, we played the live videos of the ghost huntings in one certain place there. So anyhow, that was that kind of thing. I do want to announce one thing though. Tonight is Tuesday night, and we have just started our psychic showcase that's live only, in person only, at Federal Way, Washington here, and it's at Tacoma Lanes. It's in what's called the side room, which is just the side room of the lounge. And it's an extended room that they've allowed us to come into. They asked us to bring our event there. We said sure, why not? So we're there tonight. The doors open at 6, and we start the program at 6:30, and it goes in maybe 2 hours at the most, but it's fun. You learn things. We have door prize. We test your psychic ability. You get a chance at winning the money box drawing. If you pick the right key that opens the lock, you get the money in the box.
It's also it's a different format in a way. At the end, it's like a conversation.
Yes.
People ask questions and we talk about stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
We break into.
It's a little different, but not all different.
Right. So, it's just.
I won't be there though.
No, you won't be there.
I won't
be
there. I'm still working on things, but.
Yes. Yeah. So, those of you that are with us, please share this
by the way,
broadcast on the platform that you are on.
I can't remember the exact date, but it's in the last 2 or 3 days. It was Barbara's birthday. Mom.
Oh yes, it was.
So happy birthday.
Yeah.
I saw it a little late, but I got it.
And Crystal just joined in over there from Northeast Washington. Let me see what we got. We got Connecticut, Federal Way, Northeast Washington, Real Native Beauty. I can't wait a minute. I think I wrote it down.
You write them down?
Nope, just some I can't remember. Oh. Real Native Beauty, I don't remember where she's at. B Deo, I don't remember where that person's at. Let's see, Allison's in Ottawa, and Debbie is in Copperas Cove, Texas. Spencer is in north of Seattle area, and anyhow,
that's kind of the way I feel.
It's kind of one of those days. So we're going to see how long Sharon can sit with us today. Allison says I'm still in Ontario. Oh, I said Ottawa. Where did I say Ottawa?
I don't know.
That was weird. I just realized I said that. Okay, so let's get in the heart of today's show. Unless you have anything else.
No, let's go on. Let's listen up.
Okay, so again, we're going to visit the Cat House. This is a place that Matt Shea, who is a local author, we call him our man on the streets because he brings us reports after he investigates and does his things. And he kind of enlightens us about these things. But Matt is an author. And so before I get into bringing Matt on, actually, I'm going to bring Matt on. There he is. Hey, Matt.
How are we doing?
Good. I want to do something that we prepared a little thing for you. And hey, we got ours too.
Yeah.
But we prepared something I want to play for you so that people can find your books and find everything else that you've put out there, all of your works. So
Matt
let's.
Shea is a local developing author who has written over 14 books and has many more in the works. He's greatly inspired by the writings of Andy Griffith, and Matt's books focus on the common folk that small towns are made of. Matt's newest book, The Meadowdale Community Project, is about how often precious items given as gifts are sometimes disregarded and pushed to the wayside, just like the needy people of our society. If you're a person who likes to read books in print, on your Kindle or tablet, or you're one who prefers audiobooks, then MattSheaBooks.net is for you. Matt has a fun website that is free, family-friendly audiobooks with some free stories and interviews thrown in. Check out Matt's website, download your free books, and see all of his books at MattSheaBooks.net. While you're there, shoot him an email. He promises to write you back. That's MattSheaBooks.net. Matt, M-A-T-T, Shea, S-H-E-A, Books.net.
All right. How was that, Matt?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks for being with us, and thanks for doing the research. So today we're going to go to the cat house, I take it, right?
Yes.
Ever been to a cat house?
I've been to a cat house.
Have you?
There's still kittens there. That's the cat house I've been to. So I'm going to take it that because of the name, this place used to be a real cat
Do you have
house.
a dog house if they have a cat house? I mean,
This
you have
is
a dog house for girls? I don't know.
Go ahead.
This is the 8th haunted spot I've known in Snohomish, all within about a square mile or so. And at one time, surprise, surprise, like both sides of the street, up and down, there was a brothel upstairs. It was just a rule of thumb back in the 1920s, the 1800s, whatever. Nothing new, a different kind of lemonade stand, so to say.
Yeah. Okay, so let's do this. Let's get into first. Let's show people the place itself so they can see where you're talking to about it today. So I'm going to add this picture, and right there is the sign out in front of the place. Okay,
It's
so
a pizza house.
micros,
Oh, it's pasta too.
micro brews, sports, and pizza and pasta. And it's in Snohomish, Washington, which is a little town there. It's not little, it's actually pretty good size,
Mhm.
but it's called the Cat House. So now Matt sent these pictures to me. Matt, here's the next one. This is what the building actually looks like. Cat House, that's cool. And they got little kitty's eyes on there. Well, what do you know? All right, so there's that. And then here is where Matt took picture of where you walk into the place. First thing you see when you go into the door. So
That's cute.
yeah, it is.
Cute.
I like the kitten. That's pretty good.
Mhm.
Okay, Matt. So let's get a little history on this. Go up to the point where before it burned down. Okay.
Well,
It burned down?
Snohomish had a famous fire in 1911. Ironically, the haunted Oxford just down the street, across the street, down about maybe 2.5 blocks, both sides of the Oxford were burned, but the Oxford was saved because, hey, that was a town saloon. Well, going up where the cat house is, the building next to it was a brick building, and it was able to shield the cat house building from the fire. And so miraculously, the cat house was the first building not to be destroyed, because they lost 35 buildings in the 1911 fire. And in the center of it, the public people, the community, bent over backwards to save the Oxford, which they did.
Wow. Okay. And then, okay, with the history of the cat house, brothel, whatever you want to call it, upstairs, what was downstairs at the time?
I'm not sure. It has been a pizza parlor for quite some time, restaurant. But the amazing thing is, a previous owner sat them down and said, you guys got to understand, this is a haunted building. When we were setting up for this show a few minutes ago, I was looking up Cat House Pizza, Snohomish Haunted, and it said, yes, the whole building is haunted. They were using words like ghost, poltergeist, all sorts of things, haunting, spirits. So again, we're talking Snohomish. It comes to be expected at this point. Again, this is the 8th structure I found within a 2 square mile that is haunted in Snohomish. Up the street, down the street, both sides, I've been at least 6 different places there, all the same story. And so we got this place as well. Now, the previous owner said that he saw an electric saw turn on by itself. It
Wow.
wasn't a plug-in where we had a little jolt of electricity. It flicked on and started going. And then he also had a coffee cup on a table sitting by itself, and it just flew off the table, going very fast and hitting a wall. We've heard such stories many times. Well, they have such stories. Things are being thrown around, paranormal, no mistake. Hey, what was that?
Very interesting.
Wow.
What is upstairs right now in that picture? Do you know what's up there now?
My understanding is that it's storage and also living quarters. And I don't know if they're rentals or just that the proprietors live up there, because we've seen restaurants where the family lived upstairs and everything.
Sure.
And so I believe it's a combination of both storage and places to stay, lodging, so to say.
Okay.
But
All right.
bringing it up to today, they still have their stories. And again, people talk about the Cat House, a great pizza place, but also one of many with ghost stories attached to it.
Yeah. Okay, so this fire happened in 1911, correct?
It did, and miraculously, this was the first building to be saved.
Wow, that's
Hmm.
crazy.
That
Well,
and the Oxford.
here's
Here's
a
the fire
picture.
going on.
That's the fire happening.
Wow.
And I guess take it that this building on the left is the brick building next to the cat house, and the cat
Yes,
house is
and
down below.
that brick building shielded the whipping winds from setting the cat house on fire.
Isn't that something?
Yeah.
God. I have another picture of that you sent, and that picture is
Yes,
the aftermath of the fire. It destroyed 35 buildings. And see the cat house on the
Mhm.
left?
yes.
That
The building next to it saved it because you can see it's a brick structure.
yeah. Oh, it's that one there. Yeah. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Now, here is a picture you sent, and here was 1930s that where everything was kind of rebuilt and going on. And it says became a local tourist favorite due to the Go Fart sign located on the right. It actually
Well,
says,
guys like us, Skip.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So it
Oh, it really reads go
go
farther.
farther, but
Oh.
it turned out just the picture says go fart. Crazy. But that's 1930, so that's after they rebuilt.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah. And then the original, I'm going to go back to that. That was 1911.
that's the 1911 fire. And 35 buildings were destroyed, but the Oxford had such a concentrated effort to save the local bar, they made it because they're from the late 1800s and we've been in there before.
Yeah. Yep. Wow, that is amazing. All within that little short distance or short area. Okay, so let's go into the room itself, the building itself on the first floor. It's now a pizza parlor, like you said, but I have two pictures that I was able to bring up and salvage. And the first picture is this.
I love it because it's a sports betting bar along with a rock and roll thing. And then you have the memorabilia going back to, I would say, the 1800s, because that building is clearly over 100 years old. So
Oh,
there's a
yeah.
lot of fun there. They have the gold records, the platinum records on the walls enshrined, and then also sports memorabilia as well. This is a fun walking neighborhood. You stick your head in any shop and you're going to see things like that comparable.
And then here's a picture of the gold and platinum records you talked about.
Yes.
And do you know who those were?
You know, this is sad. I read some of them, and like there were groups like Nirvana and so forth that had their records, but they had some old ones going back to the doo-wop era, things that people our age could really identify with. So it's spread out a bit, but I would say the continuous of fun rock and roll era.
Huh. That's cool. So what do you know? What can you tell us? What's the stories going on inside this place?
One of which is the service said, "Oh yes, we're haunted," because you're very popular. And one of the help came by, goes, haunted. He says, I have a lot of stories if I could get the time. Well, unfortunately, I couldn't anchor him down long enough because they had the lunch crowd. Great pizza place. I went for spaghetti and I loved it. That's a place I'll always go back to. But anyway, they say that one of the things that happened is around closing time, the place was locked. There was like 2 employees there, and they heard a woman's voice, and it wasn't either one of them. And what's going on here? They affectionately named the resident ghost Lenora. Lenora's a good kind of haunted names from the 1800s. So Lenora it is. But they also heard a cat give an excessively loud meow right where they were standing. Well, there was no cat around. There were no people other than the small crew that was talking after work. Then they say that at night it is common to hear on the walls, not a rat slithering through, something with the fist pounding with full thrust, shaking it. And also, they've said that they had, like those pictures that you were showing there in the hallway that had the memorabilia for platinum records and so forth. They had some other nice pictures there too. They have known of things to disrupt the spirits there. Some ongoings where a picture would be lifted off where it was hung and then set down against the wall. And they just don't do that on their own. She says, we did this one wall where we changed it a bit. And we think every time we made a change here, it offended whoever resided here spiritually.
Yep.
And so we took all the pictures down, we painted the wall, and we put some of the old pictures back and other ones. One of them by itself was found laying straight down. The nails were hammered down at a 45-degree angle. You have the heavy metal there intertwined. Nothing broke. It was lifted and placed down. I heard of other restaurants having things like that, but something basically was saying, I beg to differ.
Yep. Yep. Wow.
Wow, that's crazy.
They hear voices, they see things move. And I asked, what about the shadows? We got them. What about the chills? Oh, it's like an ice cube passing through you. Well, we know what that means.
Yeah.
Have the clients that go to the place, have they ever commented on anything strange happening?
Yes, they have. And when I was looking up just moments before the show, people were writing in comments, why, yes, this place is. It stopped at that point. I had to do further research to dig up the article. So it is known, but my gosh, we're first street in Snohomish, both sides of the street. What else do you expect?
Yeah, seriously.
I've done shows on establishments on that side of the street, on either side of the cat house. So up and down both sides, same holds true across the street. Again, this is number 8 that I'm aware of. There's got to be more than just 8 in that town.
Oh yeah. Wow.
Oh, I would
That's
think so.
activity right there.
How old do you think Snohomish is?
Oh my gosh. I'm going to look that up right here.
Okay. I'm just curious how old it is versus how old the
Well, it was there
buildings
in the
are approximately.
1800s. It was there in the 1800s, maybe 1700s.
No, 1917s, probably 18, I'd say 1820, 1830. I was just curious because the older the place, established place, the more activity goes on, the history, and the more you're going to find ghosts there. But
depending on what happened in the buildings and happened in the streets and
with all these things going on,
it was incorporated June 26, 1890, and founded in 1859.
Oh, okay. So 1860.
So it was probably just a settlement even back in the 1700s.
That word incorporate means here come the industries and so forth.
Correct.
Yes, yeah. But I'll bet you
and before it became just a founded place, it was just a burg. So you're probably right. 1800,
Well, you two emphasize that when we have such activity, it's not necessarily the building, it's the land. Well, the land's been there since the beginning of time. All the different walks of life we had resided through the centuries.
Oh, yeah,
So,
It could be Native American too.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's next to the. I
Sure.
mean, there's Native American lands
Yep.
all around it, Snohomish, but there's also all of the immigrants that came
Yes.
through and formed the United States in there. So
Yep.
Yes.
for what, 200 years?
Yeah.
No,
A lot of
yeah,
history.
200 years,
Yeah.
200 plus years. There's a lot. Now, you wouldn't look at this place and think it's haunted. It's pretty
would.
clean. It looks
I would.
clean. It's up to date.
Anything that's old like that looking, I would think there would have to be haunted.
Well, but when you look at the ceiling, it's got
Yeah,
sheetrock
it's
and
finished.
wood.
Yeah, it's finished.
It's finished, but it's older. That's how they used the planking on the
Mhm.
ceilings in the past, and then the sheetrock on the left.
Yeah.
But it looks like it's kept up very well. So I would say the
It's
food's
kept up
probably
very
good.
well, and recently they refurbished it. Again, they took out down the pictures, they painted the wall, put pictures back, including new ones, and then something lifted them off of the nail and led them down on the floor. Like, I don't like this one. It just doesn't do that by itself. Not the
No.
weight of those pictures, how they were hanging it, why that specific one that was a new picture and the older ones were left as is.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And you definitely don't want to upset them. So
Yeah,
I would change the picture
yeah,
because they have a right to be there too.
right.
You know?
Well, again,
So
that saw that turned on by itself, the previous owner saw it. It could have meant that changes were being made and no, leave my place alone.
Yeah.
right.
that
Don't want
could
that
very
picture
well-
there. I want the way it was.
Well, it could have, yeah, didn't want any remodeling done.
Hmm. So tell me this, Matt. The people that you talked to, the previous owner and the likes, what did they say about who was hearing the pounding on the walls?
They say it's a common feature. We did the one a while back about the old tavern, and around quitting time, the bar stools are known to go off and
Yeah.
land on their own. They say the same thing here. They'll hear pounding on the walls of fist, but you don't have anybody on the other side of the wall. You don't have any access back there. Something is pounding away on it. The Cabbage Patch, which I did about a year and a half ago, they get that a lot there. It's the outside of the building. It's not kids. You have a brick building right up against yours. It is something doing that around shift change, closing time, that. So that's a very common thing. Hearing that cat meow, where on earth did that come from? They would have known if a cat was there, especially when it's within petting range. It wasn't from a distance. It was right there where they were talking. And they would hear a female's voice a lot. And so they affectionately named her Lenora.
Lenora. So how did you find the previous owner to talk to?
Well, I didn't meet him. The person
Oh.
who was serving us, she had a lot of stories. She goes, "Oh, I wish the previous owner was here, the guy that sold it to us, because," and then she told us a few stories that he shared. And
Got
then
it.
she said, sure enough, when we took over, we started getting those funny things happening. And she says, it's not really scary. It's sort of a residence thing. But
Yeah.
when you see a coffee cup fly or something is taken off the wall and placed, something defying physics, because they just don't do it by themselves, seems like you rock the boat a bit.
Wow. And a cat's hearing a cat meow. Now,
Yes.
so some people would think, well, it's a cat house, so
You're right.
a cat would maybe a deceased cat, or
A spirit could mimic it,
yeah,
but it
exactly.
also could be a spirit cat.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And then I wrote one more down.
Have they ever talked about seeing a cat or a shadow of a cat? Or
They have not, but when we did that place out by the peninsula,
Mhm.
and it had the cat room, it had the oldest running hotel in the state of Washington. They would fill a cat brush against them. It would cuddle with them at night. Then when the lights are on, there's no cat there. They would see a cat walk down the hallway and then continue and go through the wall. And so they see a group picture of the family from the 1800s, and a cat is standing prominent in front, and they think it's that feline.
It probably is. Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
Okay, so this is called the Cat House. It's a sports bar,
Pizza.
The Cat House Pizza and Pasta.
Pizza and pasta, but they
Yes, and
have
it's
microbrews and good food, it sounds like.
oh, they got excellent pizza there, and the place is not large. It's quaint, and there were people there, and everybody seemed to know everybody. But you get these little. It's not a. It'll get crowded because it's not greatly spacious, and it's fun there. And the pizza's excellent. Had a
Hmm.
good pizza, and everybody was having pizza. I had to have spaghetti, which was excellent. But it's
Yeah.
one of these places you'd hang out to. You'd always come back. And then they have a fleet of their pizza delivery trucks. Well, you're in a small town, you got more than one pizza delivery truck. That's telling you how good business is.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
right. That is. And this is in Snohomish,
This is in
Washington.
Snohomish, right off of First Street. And
Yes.
when you enter, as you're going towards the on the right, this place will be on the left.
Okay, now I want to make the distinction for people. This is not Snohomish County we're talking about, although it's in Snohomish County. It's in the city of Snohomish.
Yes, it's the town of Snohomish, city of Snohomish. Yes.
Yeah. So, and then do you have an address by chance?
Why, yes, I do. It is 1120 First Avenue, First Street, Snohomish. 1120.
Of 21st Avenue on First Street.
Yeah, 1120 First Avenue, First Street.
First Street in Snohomish.
Yes.
Wow. So, and it's called the Cat House, Microbrews, Sports, Pizza and Pasta. Historic
And I
Snohomish.
like it says historic Snohomish. That's aptly put. All those buildings, both sides, 90% of them are over 100 years old. And
Yeah.
they're all popular, fun places. It's a fun walking town. Just get your parking spot and walk a few blocks either direction.
So, look, just to recap for people, here it is when the rest 35 buildings burnt down in 1911. This is the damage that was done by the fire, and the Cat House is left standing there because it was shielded by the brick building on the left, or on the right, I mean. And then here it is rebuilt in the 1930s, and here it is today, still looking like the 1930s, but well taken care of and looks pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it's a fun jumping place. And to watch a game there, to hear some fun vintage rock and roll and a pizza, my God, get your friends. Any table's a great table there. All the memorabilia, but the stories are floating around. And it's like a singing waiter. We like the good singing waiters. Well, these are my canaries. They're going to tell me ghost stories, and they don't get in trouble. They're allowed to.
Yeah. Yeah. That's cool. Well, that was a good place. That was a good, a nice report, Matt.
Yeah.
Sharon, we talk about pizza places that's slightly closer to where you two live.
Yeah.
Just an idea.
No, I would love to go there as soon as I get back on my feet again. I think we're going to have to try that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. You and I have something to celebrate.
Plenty.
All right. Yes. And I'm glad we do.
Yeah.
I want to say, let's see. Okay, Matt, do you have to take off now?
Not necessarily.
Okay. All right. So let's go through and do some more. What is that? Oh, no, I don't want to do that. Okay. So what is left for us to do?
Well, say hi to the ones that came on a little late.
Oh, okay.
Michelle's
Yeah.
on and Linda came on.
Oh, yeah,
And,
Linda.
we said hi to JM, but
And Tina is with us
okay.
and from Tacoma, and Cynthia's on from Las Vegas.
Okay.
And I don't know how many others haven't checked in.
That's okay.
There's a nice chunk of them up there.
By the way, Snohomish is quite a bit. Snohomish is quite a bit like Port Townsend and Anacortes. Well, so is Everett. Everett has some haunted places there, and I was talking to a friend who knows of some of them, and I've done a few places in Everett.
Yeah.
Well, I found even more. And so, no, we're going back before the Prohibition. We're going back beyond 100 years, and they're alive and well on this topic.
Oh, cool. All right. Well, we got more places to explore.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
us
Oh,
time.
Lou just joined in with us. She says I'm on, but heading out tomorrow or out to mow. Gonna mow the lawn. Good.
Ah.
After you're done, come on up. Bring your mower and come on up and hit mine.
Cindy's on. Hope she's doing well.
Oh
She's
yeah,
got
Cindy
some
from
healing
Lacey.
in progress. Yeah.
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 So
Yeah. So I guess is that all of the report?
that's the report. And
All right.
again, Matt, thank you. That was fun. That was
good.
interesting.
It was good.
I like
love the
that.
pictures. I love the pictures.
Oh, pizzas and ghosts, you can't top that.
Yeah, I know.
I am waiting with bated breath.
Okay. Do you know what time it is?
It's time for Sharon's Joke of the Week.
You want to do that too?
Well, let's do the joke just in case. I may have to
Yeah.
go sit down.
Oh,
Kathy's on.
Kathy from Utah.
Oh, yeah. Cool. Hello. Okay. Well, Easter's getting close, so
Yeah.
these are Easter jokes.
All right. Use your mic a little closer.
Well,
There you
hang on here. Hang on. I got to be able to read them. How does the Easter bunny keep his fur in place?
How's the Easter Bunny keep his fur in place? Matt, you got any input? No?
With hairspray. H-A-R-E.
I thought that was good.
Yeah, that was okay. That was okay.
What kind of a bunny cannot hop?
A bunny cannot hop.
Mhm.
I don't know.
A chocolate one. Think about it.
But wait, you got comments I got to read. Jeannie's ha ha ha. Uh-huh, right.
How do you know carrots are good for your eyes?
Carrots are good for your eyes. Probably because you can see ghosts.
Hmm.
Well,
Have you ever seen a rabbit wearing glasses? Last terrible one is
now wait, if this is truly terrible, we're gonna sick the bees on you.
tell which rabbits are the oldest in the group.
Because they use canes?
Mm-mm.
What?
You look for the gray hairs. Gray hairs. Ah,
Actually, that was pretty good. Oh,
I do too.
they're saying here what I got. You got Allison give
They're
you a
saying,
thumbs
thank
up.
God it's over.
Jeannie says the eyes look, and then what? Allison thumbs up, ha 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 ha, and then Jeannie says he. Crystal's got a thumbs up. Lou said not bad today, so that's pretty good.
Thank you, Lou.
And B Deo said nice joke, and then B
Thank you,
Deo
Matt.
said, "Oh Matt, this is for you." B Deo says, "Hi guys, this is a very interesting history. My sister Marie Rainey is having IVF on the 21st. Oh yeah, okay, wait, sorry.
That's a question.
That's a question. That's not for you, Matt. Hold on. And then Jeannie says the bunny wins. So okay, let's do this.
Yeah, when Jeannie came on, she goes, que pasta. I think she meant que pasa. But she put a little Italian in there.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so now let's do this. Let's take your guys' comment or questions. And
because we got like 20 minutes.
Yes. Oh yeah, that's right. 20 minutes. Okay, so fire away. So we got the first one from B Deo, and it says my interesting history that she's talking about the show that Matt presented.
Mm-hmm.
The question is that her sister Marie Rainey is having IVF on the 21st of April. Can you please tell me something about the process and what the outcome will be? About the process, I can't tell you anything except she will be comfortable. And it doesn't feel like the process is hard. Will it, the outcome? I'm going to say it's about a 70% chance that it will take. but there is a 30% chance, and I'm not trying to hedge my bets here. It just seems like this is not a guaranteed thing, but it more than likely will happen, is what I'm going to say at this time. What do you say?
Well, I'm kind of not really in it, but I think it depends on her body, how strong her body is, and how well it takes. So I'm with you. I'm not so sure it's 100%. I don't see it in the negative, but
Mhm.
how well it takes is still to be seen.
Yeah.
I'll put it that way.
Okay. All right. I wish her luck.
I hope she does well.
Marie.
It's kind of a free will, free choice thing with the body,
Yeah.
you know? So I would do it. I would look forward to it, getting it done, hoping it helps. And I think it will on some level, but maybe 100% if her body takes it. But there's a little bit of an unknown there.
Overall, I'm going to say it's going to work.
Yeah.
But I don't want everybody to be disappointed if it doesn't. So look at it realistically. There's a chance that it might not. I'm going to say what I'm feeling is like a 30% chance it might not, but I also feel a 70% chance that it will. And
it's kind of like when you do something and you think you're going to be 100%, it helps you, but you may have to do something to help that.
Right.
So it may not just be like a magic wand and you're well. I mean, she's got to have to do whatever she has to do in correlation with that IVF thing she's having done to make sure her body takes it, responds to it in a positive way.
Yes.
So she has to have a positive mindset for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll leave it at that. That's our best way.
Yeah.
All right. Questions are easy today. You guys only got a couple of them here. So Debbie's got a question. So Debbie, how's Chuck doing? I think he's doing okay from what I see on your posts.
I like the brownie picture.
The brownie?
Yeah, she made brownies.
Oh. She says, okay, thank you so much. Debbie B. Deo says, Debbie says, will I be facilitating the astrology interest group on Senior Planet?
Half of me wants to say yes, and half of me is out there going, I don't know. It's like 50-50.
I'm gonna say yes, Debbie, but
I think it's there if she wants it.
Yeah, but I also say that you have to do something. If you're having a group or somebody who's going to push this for you, advertise it, sign people up, I don't think they're going to do a completely good job. I think you're going to have to be involved somehow, a lot more involved in the advertising, putting it together, making it happen. But if you do that, then yes. And this sounds dumb. I'll give you an example. Let's say you go to a metaphysical store and you advertise it through them. They let you put your flyers up or whatever and sign people up. But unless you go down there every day and hang around, they're not going to push it. So it's that kind of a feeling that I get with it. And I'm not saying that's the scenario. It could be, but that's the feeling I get with it, is that if you want it done, you're going to have to do it yourself. Otherwise, it's there. You might have a few people sign up, but there's not going to be the interest you want to make it worth your while. So, and she says, Chuck's doing okay. Good. Allison, Ontario. When I move in with my mom, I will be taking over my Uncle Gary's room that recently passed. And you know about, is he happy that I will be taking over his bedroom, and what signs will he send me? Gary, none. He's not interested. And I know that sounds weird. He's interested in the building itself, the house, your mom, you, the people that are in it. However, for some reason, I keep seeing the color gray. You gotta go? Okay. You go and go lay down. She's not feeling good. So I had her as much as I had for the show today. She says goodbye, everybody. So anyhow, I keep seeing the color gray. I don't know what it is. If it's a light gray, light gray. So if that's the house, the room, or the color, or things in it, whatever. But I keep seeing a light gray. But I think it's going to be good. You will not be bothered by him. But I will say this: his presence will be felt there. Not in the room, in the house. His presence will be felt there. So don't think that you're disturbing anything. Go in, make it yours, and take over. All right. And then Cindy, she says, let's see, are you still seeing good healing for my broken leg? Yes, it still looks good, barring any accidents, like falling on it or dropping something on it, or doing too much too soon, I guess. So yeah, I still see good news, good results, and good recovery. So keep doing what you're doing. There's going to be an X-ray or whatever. There's something in an X-ray that has a little jagged line, like a little lightning bolt almost. But it's nothing to be concerned about. It's just that it's there. So anyhow, yeah, Cindy, I do. I see it's good, and I think you'll be okay. Linda, I will tell her what you said after I get off the air. So I am going to take this off because I'm done with there. And let's see. Hide that one. There. Got a clean screen again. Okay, Matt, back to you again. I got a comment here. It says, Cindy says, thank you. I appreciate you both. You're welcome, Cindy. Thanks a lot. I appreciate all you guys coming on today and to hear Matt and his results of the haunted cat house. Yep. Oh, here, let's do a toast to each other at the same time. There we go. But Matt lived in Snohomish County in Marysville, and so he's close to Snohomish, or fairly close to Snohomish. But thanks for doing the research, Matt. And Allison in Ontario, she says thank you so much. So anyhow, thanks again, and I got everybody covered there that gave us a like and a share. Share this, you guys. Share our broadcasts on the platform that you're on. Just give it a share. It helps with a little free advertising. So anyhow, Matt, I don't know how that happened. I lost several pictures, which is good. They all came back. Okay. So anyhow, Crystal says, thanks for the cat house ghost stories. That was very heartwarming. All right. All right, Matt, you go have fun and take care of yourself. We'll connect soon, I hope. And we'll go from there and say hi to the other half.
Thank you, Psychic Spectrum Radio.
All right, Matt. Thanks a lot. I will talk with you later. All right. Bye-bye. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that is it. That's a wrap. I'm going to call it a day here because we got other things I have to go do. And this is our interim theme song because we had to change it. We'll be back with our new one probably next week. So you guys have fun. This is the Psychic Spectrum Radio Show. Take care, and we hope to see you soon.